We are live now.
I Twitch.
Um, just I'm gonna get my uh yeah, hang on. Well, I'm live. Okay, cool. So welcome to the first match on a very, very large day of bingo. Uh, we I'm not currently streaming your screens. That's a problem. Uh, there we go.
Am I not?
No. It's just I had screwed it up. I was
Oh,
in the
oh.
channel instead. Okay, we've got everything ready, and so we'll do, I think, what we generally tend to do now is if you guys are both okay to mute and deafen, and then I'll do the countdown in bingo chat, so that
Yeah,
you don't have
that
to.
would be awesome.
Yep,
Hopefully,
just,
then good luck to you, Hugo, and hopefully
yeah,
a good
good luck,
match.
guys. Yeah, good luck, guys.
See you after these.
All right, so we will be getting this match started in, let's go, yeah, now. Um, I'm just only revealing the card now, which is a little bit of an issue. We've got bosses as a general goal, gold disc as a general goal. We've got Alpha Trilogy, we've got eggs, oh no, eggs, and we've got 12 gifts. Alright, and the players can start games now. Yeah, alright. We are off to the races. And immediately we're seeing uh, Veldress and Fistel. Fistel is the center square, and that is quite a good one to be going for, I think. So that's a smart move there. And Veldress, taking a death early, but we are going for hold 50 coins at once. That's another very quick one, so a smart choice, I think. I'm just going to try and keep track of general goals here, because that will come into play later. And I'd like to not get caught off guard on that, so I'm just going to take note of those. Alright. Flesh has built up a pretty decent supply of coins already here. He's going alright. And Hugo is making his way through Fistel. I don't know much about Fistel, to be honest, so I'm not going to say much of huge value here, but... Okay, so Flash has made it through the first level with 29 coins. That's not too bad at all. But Hugo is looking a little worse for wear towards the end of the level. The boss is coming right... Ooh, there's okay. There we go. He's got some healing, so he should be alright. Just the... Oh, good dodge on that. Flash is, of course, finding it a little harder to find coins on the second level, which I always personally find to be the case. Oh, there's a... Oh, no. Yeah, that's rough. He's going to pivot. Alright, he's going to pivot into onion delivery. Hit 6 time boxes and complete the day, I think. Unless there's another one that I've missed on here. Alright, that's one goal for Hugo, who's claimed the center square. So that's a good, strong start. Don't know what Hugo's going to do next. Seems to be Flesh missing that balloon by a bit there, getting the angle just wrong, but he's managed to pick it up now. And we're going to go to Barbuta now. Are we going eggs already? Wow, that's early. Well, I mean, I don't know why else you'd go into Barbuta and then leave after 1 second, so I guess we must be seeing the egg rush. Actually, possibly going for the diagonal from top left to bottom right, which would be an interesting play. That's a pretty good diagonal. Yeah, it's a quick diagonal, actually. There's nothing super challenging on there. That's a second egg. Flesh has done enough deliveries there in Onion Delivery to complete the day, but is looking for some more time boxes. I haven't been keeping close track of how many. I think that's 4 eggs now for Hugo, so making quick progress. It'll slow down soon. Also going into Onion Delivery, which is a fair enough play. But is just going to be getting an egg and then leaving in 10 seconds. Alright, Flesh has found another balloon. Looks like a bit of an out-of-the-way one. Okay. Hopefully Hugo gets that actual egg in Caramel. Yeah, it's all good. Even takes a photo of it. So that's 5, I think. And Flesh has claimed his first goal, but is going to continue, possibly trying to get... Ooh, taking a death, unfortunately, but is probably looking to get the gift here, which is, once you've already beaten the first day, a pretty reasonable option, I think. We're looking for an egg in divers. Yep, there we go. My count for eggs at the moment is 7. I don't know how accurate that is exactly. We're going into Campanella 2. This can be a little bit of RNG how quickly you get it, but it's still generally very, very quick. Even with bad RNG. Not seeing anything yet. Meanwhile, Flesh is driving through the rain, handling it pretty well. Other than that very early death. Okay, we've got an egg in Campanella. Now we're going into Rekstrasse. One of the last ones that Hugo needs to get the goal. Alright, that'll be a gift for Flesh. I wonder what he's going to try and do next. The Rekstrasse egg is nice and quick. Yeah, easy. Very, very nicely done. And, oop, I think I failed to count an egg in there somewhere. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you opened 10 games with eggs in it. I'm a little surprised you didn't go to Mooncat, because there's Mooncat eggs that you can, just do. Oh, it looks like Flesh has realized, hopefully, that there is a diagonal bingo threat, and is looking to block that with a hyper contender. Which is good. Hugo, meanwhile, is just gonna have chill time in Mooncat. It's a good game. I'm a fan. But meanwhile, Flesh is gonna have a bit more of a chaotic time in hyper contender. I will assume that he is somewhat confident in it, but not having much luck so far, unfortunately. going for the Voltana strats, but not... Yeah. Oh, that looks bad. Yeah, that's going to be 5 for the opponent. I would honestly probably go for Barbuda 25 rooms instead. I mean, Flesh might not even be thinking about the bingo that much, I don't know. But Barbuda 25 rooms is nearly impossible to fail, and it's also a gift, which is, you know, a nice thing to have, especially when there's 12 gifts on the board. Because you have to go to some slower ones anyway for that goal. Looking a little better in Hyper Contender now. So we'll see how that goes. Hugo continuing. Oh, Hugo is pulling off some slick moves in Mooncat. Some very nice air movement there. Meanwhile, Flesh is going back to having not the best time in Hyper Contender, unfortunately. Oh, has managed to... It can swing very quickly though, but I am a little worried about how it might go later into the tournament. Oh, that's... yeah. Meanwhile, we should be getting towards the end of Mooncat here. Not too long. Ooh. Yeah, this room can be a little tough, particularly if you try and do it fast. I don't even go for that speed tech there. I'm bad at it. I know I should. I know it's one of the biggest time saves left to me, but I find it quite hard. And I haven't learned it. But yeah, it seems to be giving Hugo a little trouble. He's... oh, you don't need to do an air dash there. Flesh has managed to make it through. The second match of Hyper Contender is now onto level 3 against Donkus. Yeah, don't get too fancy with your movement there. It's just standard jumps can carry you across. Yeah, that's how I'd probably do it, roughly. But he does know about the... ooh, has unfortunately taken the wrong place. Yeah, Flesh's Voltana play is looking a little better now. Managing to take a commanding lead on this one. Oh, so close to taking out Donkus right then. Alright, Hugo has taken... ooh, a bit of lag there. I'm not sure if that was my end or theirs, but... taking the final warp now to the boss. And so we should be seeing Mooncat Gold Disc get marked off very shortly. Ooh! This is probably the hardest room in the route, in my opinion, but if you take it carefully, it's not too bad. And so we're now onto the boss, which is very easy, mostly because it can just be stun locked. And then Hugo will be in with quite a good lead. Oh, it looks like Flesh lost to Donkus. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Alright, but he's gonna clean this one up nicely. While Hugo goes for the quick kill on the rabbit. He's not quite managed to get the full quick kill, which makes things a little more difficult, but good fake out of that jump there. That would have been a death if not for that. And that's going to be the 8th hit on the boss, and that's a victory. Meanwhile, yep, that's definitely an egg. That's not even the first egg in Mooncat, and Hugo will be claiming a 3-1 lead over Flesh here. And what will we see next? Night Mana. Okay. Looks like perhaps Hugo is threatening the bingo and then just leaving it open, which is an interesting strategy. Personally, that bingo is so quick that I'd just go for it anyway. There's nothing slow on there that's going to cost you time. The worst is probably Hyper Contender, in terms of difficulty, but even that's not too bad. It depends on if you know Hyper Contender, though, for sure. And Night Mana Journal Entries is a very good one to go for. Alright. Oh, getting hit by that bomb there. Gilroy. Oh, Gilroy's taking a bit of a lead now. But it's okay. Still plenty of time. Gilroy getting probably the best deal out of that trade. And not getting hit by that, shockingly, and getting the win. That's unfortunate. Meanwhile, Hugo is cruising through Night Mana. Well, we've definitely got a gift there. And a gift on Mooncat, actually. Meanwhile, Flesh definitely has a gift for onion delivery. But I don't know that there'll be any other gifts. I don't think so. I don't know if that will come into play. If the grace goes long enough, it definitely will. Now is doing the hiding minigame. Alright. Manages that successfully, no worries. And turns the TV on. Okay. I'm not entirely sure why, or what the point of that is. But I don't know if that makes the killer's timer longer? I'm not sure what the strat is here. Oh, possibly... Is there another Night Mana goal on here? Yes, there is. It's successfully beat the hiding minigame in 5 different rooms. That's actually a good pair of goals to be going for to get a good bit of board advantage. While Flesh has moved on to 5th, 6th round of Hyper Contender. He's having a little bit of trouble against Braz, unfortunately. This has not been the most comfortable Hyper Contender gameplay, but has managed to get away with it so far, and has never managed to lose it completely, so that's good. Taking out Braz pretty comfortably in the end. Alright, there's another journal entry there. I have not been counting how many we're at. But I don't imagine there's a ton left to get, and I imagine we'll be also collecting that goal before we hide from the killer in all 5 rooms. Yeah, there we go. The teddy bear is another good hiding location. That looks... I think that's the 3rd one of those. And Hugo's looking comfortable in this minigame, which is not necessarily an easy one. But it's gonna probably... Ooh, taking it on... Oh, 3 misses there, unfortunately. In a row. That's no good. It's gonna have to try it again. Meanwhile, Flesh is taking out Wreck, which I think might be this one more opponent before the mirror match. Oh no, here we go. Got the mirror match right now. And so hopefully we should be seeing a Hyper Contender gold disc here. Which will be good after a little while. It's perhaps too long spent in Hyper Contender, because Hugo's going to claim another 2 probably. Although looking good on the Voltana matchup. Ooh, that's a little worse. Oh, yeah. Taking a few hits there, unfortunately, letting commentary. Alright. It's 3-all, and we're seeing another hiding minigame, this time behind the plant downstairs. There we go. Got a miss, but still won, and we are seeing finally the Hyper Contender Gold Disc. So that's a gold disc for Flash, which is handy. But we'll see how much that matters. And we're going into Zoldhath now. Yep, this is a good one. This one, there's a bit of RNG involved, as with Zoldhath anytime, but this one, it tends to be a pretty quick one. Alright. Meanwhile, slowly making our way through Night Letter here. It's also a gold pickup, so that'll be handy probably. I imagine if that's not 10 journal entries yet, it has to be getting pretty close. Needs the shovel. Still a few parts of the gold route to finish off. Gonna dig up, get the keys. Alright, we have everything we need to get the gold disc now. Just need maybe a couple more journal entries. And a couple more hiding spots as well. Okay, I believe we're going to try and... Okay, yep, that's easily a 10 journal entries. I think that's even 11 journal entries. So that's one of the Night Mana goals done. Oh wow, that was a very, very quick energy cubes from Flash. I didn't even realize. It does tend to be quite a quick one, so yeah, it makes sense. Alright, gonna back out of the room and then go back to the vines hiding spot. Yeah, or the bushes hiding spot. And I think we'll try and do one upstairs behind the teddy, I assume, because we didn't get that one earlier. And that should be the other Night Mana goal, and then gold disc will take like 20 seconds after that. So, looking very good on Hugo's part. It was a very smart play. Threatening a bingo and then leaving Flesh to finish that while going into Night Mana. Alright, we're gonna alert the killer now and run upstairs into the playroom and... oh, no. We're gonna run behind some boxes, some mannequins even. Flesh is meanwhile returning to Velgris. I don't know what he was doing in Planet Zoldhath. Maybe hoping there was a quick map piece for a gift? I didn't see if he did get something like that. That would be very, very lucky if he did. Alright. That should be 5 hiding minigames? Oh, no? Maybe we've only had 4. Yeah, this will be the 5th one then. We've definitely had at least 4. And pivoting out of Velgris yet again. Into Magic Garden. There's no Magic Garden on the board that I can see. which is interesting. We may be doing gifts here. It's a very quick, very easy gift. Yeah, it looks like it's a gift. It's a bold choice to rush 12 gifts this early. When things like, yeah, Velgress and Barbuda 25 rooms and Porgy 3 torpedo upgrades and Lords of Disconia quick battle, all still sitting around, all still quick. And the big bell race one is at least in theory quick, but you know, never trust that one. Right, and that's going to be a gold disc from Hugo. Meanwhile, Flesh is getting, I assume, 3 sandwiches here. That's going to be the 3rd one. Yep. And now we're going to see Velgress from Hugo. It is a quick one. Velgress is a game you can very easily fail at, but it is a quick one if you get it. Getting pretty decent luck on coins so far. Managing to pick up 10 before level 10. No coin boxes though, which is where you get a lot of coins from. So that's unfortunate. Continuing down the gift rush. Getting a number of quick ones. But even then, 12 gifts is still not a quick goal. Oh, and that's going to be a death from Hugo on floor 1 there. Yeah, this is the thing about Velgress. It can all go south at a moment's notice. Well, that's a promising start, though. Yeah, this is a very nice start. Yeah, okay. So Flash is just looking to build up combo here. It's not looking the most comfortable, but is getting the job done, and that's more than I can do in Star Wasper. So that's going to be the gift. And, oh wow, Hugo has got a lot more coins this time. 38 coins even before. Oh! That's an unfortunate death. That was going to be 50 coins pretty comfortably. Yeah, it's not a good one to be dying on. It's looking alright again, actually. But yeah, it's an unfortunate loss. And now we are seeing the big bell race one, which can be very RNG. Like taking a death there, it doesn't really matter. The only thing you actually need is power-ups. Unless... is Flash actually trying to... Oh no, of course, he's doing the gift. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. That explains why he's trying to win the race. Yeah, not stopping to get any extra kills in on the way. Looks like 7 gifts, which is pretty good. More than halfway there, although we're getting into some of the slower gifts now. Still got a number of good ones left. Oh, is going to go for the Barbuda 25 rooms. No? Maybe not. Okay, we're gonna go to Valbrace instead. Oh, okay. Hugo has decided to not do... Okay, no, Hugo's marked off the Velgro skull. Managed to do it while I wasn't paying attention. And is now going to continue to try and get the gold disc, which is a smart move, because it is a very quick game. It's got a few good upgrades, got recovery and gunpowder. But gunpowder doesn't mean that much if you're not doing cherry. Oh, not taking the second recovery is an interesting choice. Hopefully we'll be seeing the end of Velgris very soon, especially since, I don't know, do the bubbles count as clouds for the purposes of lightning? Oh, that was a close one. Oh, wow. Yeah, getting some scary plays in Velgris, but that's going to be the gold disc. Very, very well done. That's making a second or third gold disc. I don't know how I forgot about Mooncap when counting. A third gold disc for Hugo, which is handy. And now we're going to be a gold bell race, presumably to actually do the weapons goal this time. Yeah, yes, it does look like it. Hugo's been managing to pull off a pretty commanding... Oh, there we go, there's one kill with a fire. But pretty commanding presence on the board here. Has also threatened another bingo here, including Valbrace, which Flesh is now in, and also a pretty annoying but potentially quick paint chase goal. I'm not sure if Flesh is going to try and go for the Zweihander here, or just level up at the throne for the gift. I guess we'll see. Maybe both. He has got a lead on gifts now. So he can maybe afford a bit of time. Hugo is just fishing for power-ups. There we go, we've got bombs, that's a good one. Oh, really... not managing to get any kills with that, which is really unfortunate. So still looking for some more kills. There's a power-up over there. It's bombs again. But, still no kills with it. Which is quite unfortunate. This is a bit of an RNG heavy goal, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Flesh is... Oh, okay, we have apparently achieved that goal. Now, I wasn't keeping particularly close track, but I'm going to assume that's all good. It's not an easy one to keep track of. Ooh, okay. We're going to see some caramel now. Which is not an easy game, and probably not the quickest goal left on the board, but it is a quick one. It's just dangerous. Meanwhile, Flesh is continuing to make his way through Valbris, getting a lot of fights along the way. He's definitely got a lot of essence. More essence than he's gonna need. Yeah. Oh, 3 bat spikes. That's interesting. I don't know, I can't remember seeing one of those. Oh, rats, I suppose. Nope, just casting heal. More rats. Yeah. I don't know how well he knows his way through this level. If you don't know your way through, then it can be a little bit of a slow level. Meanwhile, Hugo has made it to Toadhead. I don't know if that's the name of the boss. I think that might just be the name of the emote. The Toad mini-boss. Caramel. Oh, falling off the edge. And so we're moving into the final section of the level now. Meanwhile, Flesh is still getting stuck in fights, has managed to accrue an impressive 415 essence. Not that that's necessarily something he wants. There's a full inventory as well. Alright, now we're seeing the ghost boss. Finally. It's a pretty quick one to get there. Yeah. Looking good so far, but we'll see. Oh, that's unfortunate. Taking a death there to a very quick projectile, but going straight back in. Meanwhile, Flesh continues to slowly plow through Valbrains. Okay, Flesh has made it now to the room with Viander. So, should pick up that goal, hopefully before too long. Finding a lot of items that are not the Viander so far, unfortunately. Orctas, not what we want, and some more monsters, unfortunately. Alright, Hugo has made it back to the Toad. Nope. And has left. I think probably took a death there. Looked away for a second, but that's the way Caramel goes, I guess. Is going into Paint Chase, probably to try for the bingo. Although Flesh has already got the Valbrace goal pretty much. Oh no! The health is not looking good here. Oh, managed to not get killed there. Oh no, getting another fight. And getting a game. Oh, that's really bad. It's a huge time loss. Yeah, going straight back to the start of floor 2. Yeah. Taking stock of his options by the looks, wondering whether to go straight back in. Doesn't know what Hugo's... Oh no, that's an unfortunate decision. Luckily he does keep progress on Valbrace, at least some of it. He'll still have He'll still be starting at floor 2 instead of floor 1, so we'll hopefully be able to block the bingo even if he loses his paint chase square, but that's still a lot of time loss. Yeah, it's not what you want to see, unfortunately. There's not really a lot of way to make up time in paint chase. So, unless you're going for a goal that requires points, so unless we see a mistake from Hugo, electing a power-up accidentally, then this is gonna be unfortunate for Flesh. But it is a potentially challenging goal, so it's not free, because some of these levels really set their goals based on the assumption that you are using the power-ups that they give you in the level. So if you ignore those, then it can actually be quite a challenge. So we could still see an upset here. Particularly on levels where they expect you to be using something like a time stop, the goals can be pretty half if you're not getting that towards the end. It's going to kill the plane. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, the goal here is very, very high, and Hugo managed to get it pretty well. But that is why the goal can be quite a challenge. Yeah. Yep, both making their way through. No major calamities so far. Yeah, Flash should make it through that one. Oh, not by much. Yeah, ooh, that is a power-up. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's a power-up. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, because if he tries to mark the square, he is behind, so it shouldn't come into play, but unfortunately that is a power-up, and so if he does happen to get this goal first, that will not count. Or potentially he might be going, this level is actually really hard to get without use of the power-up, and he can do an extra level, which is potentially fair because this is a high goal and he barely managed to get it anyway. Alright, that's... Oh. Where? Alright. I don't know if that means that we're not gonna see it, or if we're gonna see uncomfortable attempt at Valbrace using the resource dock. Or maybe go back to test lands. Okay, it looks like Hugo does not know where the Zweihander is, and is therefore just going to leave the goal alone. leaving Flesh to block it. Which is lucky because Flesh does have a lot more progress towards it, so it's unlikely that Hugo would have been able to claim it anyway. So Hugo is just going to go back to Caramel and try and get Test Lens again. Well, I've not been keeping track of bosses at all. I know Hugo has one for Mooncat Gold Disc and one for Fist Hell. And this Caramel Gold will be another one. We could potentially see another bingo set up here from Hugo if he's able to get this Caramel Gold down. Yeah. Meanwhile, Flesh is trying to make his way. Ooh. Taking one death on Caramel there from Hugo. Which is unfortunate. It's gonna go into the Toad with no spare lives, or whatever they are, energy. Flesh has already made it back to the Zweihander room. Although, on quite low health already. Which, oh yeah, that could go badly wrong. Hugo taking another death on Caramel, it is a hard tile. It is potentially quick, but it is unfortunately quite hard. Flesh finding another fight, unfortunately, throwing out a bone, a skull, which is doing pretty good work. Almost took care of the whole fight, actually. Yeah, doing good blocks there. Not managing to get the heal, though. Yeah, just an Orc Tusk. Got an Orc Tusk for the next fight, great. Whatever. It's not what he's looking for. Alright, Hugo. Is trying to decide what to do next. Not sure. Maybe looking at how to do the Valbrace goal. If he does end up going into that, okay, he's going to do Golfaria instead. There we go, finally getting the Zweihander after one failed attempt and a lot of fights. It's going to be a fourth square on the board for Flesh, still quite far behind. Barbuda is a good one to go for here. I think one of the quickest ones left, along with the Porgy goal. Meanwhile, Hugo is off to see what he can find in Golfaria. He can find one green ball. It's a very good one. And might be looking up where the next one is. Flesh taking an unfortunate death there. We do need a jump, unfortunately. Yeah, that bat gets stuck on... Bats tend to get stuck on there occasionally. Ooh! There's the Red Phantom, unfortunately. But did not get killed by it, which is good. But yeah, just taking a peek into that room next to him, and then gonna go continue on the route to get the necklace. Or the anklet, or whatever it is. Don't get the eagle like that. Maybe you can, but it's not the intended way to do it. Right, Flesh is making his way back up to the top. Yeah, so Hugo is with this goal gonna threaten yet another bingo. Has been attempting the test lens tile multiple times and looking okay, but just taking deaths at various points. It is a very hard tile, a very hard game. So it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing Caramel Carol Gold Disc today. I think we can probably rule that out. Trying to make this way through this bouncing room in Golfaria and has made it through to the second green ball. Alright, nicely done. And we're getting a TY canvas. I don't know if Canvas wrote that guide. Wouldn't put it past him. Even if he didn't, he wrote that guide. And now we're getting the test lens, which is what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, this has been giving Hugo a bit of trouble. Right. Flesh has made his way through the AB room. He's possibly going to try and pick up the gold disc along with... Oh, Hugo's doing a quick reset. Yeah, Flesh is possibly going to try and pick up gold disc and a boss alongside the 25 room skull, which I think is probably the best play here. It might take a little longer, but not too much longer, and it counts towards 2 extra things. And one of those is what Hugo needs for a bingo, so... Yeah, does... Well, I don't know if Flesh has any other bosses, which puts him a little behind, particularly if Hugo manages to get this test lens square. Because Hugo definitely already has 2 bosses. Unless there's more that I've missed. Oh, taking another death from Caramel. I'm not going to reset. Just going to keep going. Oh, there's a 1-up. Is that worth anything in Caramel? Can you get sent back to the start of the stage anyway? I don't know if that actually gives you more lives back. It might. Alright, Flesh is making his way through the final room, or the key room here. There's a couple more rooms after this. Can be a bit of a tricky one. And even if you know mostly what you're doing, it's still possible to screw it up a bit. But he's making his way through. Pretty nicely, and is going to see the boss very soon. Yep, gonna go pick up a room over there. So, assuming doesn't have the 25 rooms yet then. So if this isn't the 25th room on the boss, then he might need to go and... Yeah, looks like I'm going to go and back into the game and pick up a couple of extra rooms once he beats this boss. Which is interesting, a little unfortunate. Ooh, taking one death to the boss there. And coming straight back out of the egg. Oh, another death on test lens. Yeah. Okay, so that's a gold disc for flesh. But not yet a gift. It is a boss as well. But it is not yet a gift. And it is not yet a tile. Okay, I'm going to be honest, I did not know about that shortcut, and I have done everything in Barbuda. But that is going to be another tile for flesh. Where's he going to head to next? Caramel. Oh. Is he going to try and do it from the start? That is a bold play. Could be very, very good if it pays off. Because that would be 2 squares for the price of 1. It'll take a little bit longer, but that is potentially a very good idea, and it's a fair few bosses as well. But yeah, I don't know, it's a very high risk play. If he's comfortable with it, it might be alright, but he has already taken a death as well. It's a caramel race, but not the kind that you'd expect. They're at completely different points in the game, and trying to get different things out of this goal. Hugo is trying to get a bingo, Flesh is desperately trying to catch up. A pretty big points deficit by getting a 2 for 1 here. So we'll see how that works out. I think it partly depends on how comfortable Flesh is in this game, and how, if Hugo is able to actually finally get this boss done without too many more deaths. Alright, that's a mini boss for Flesh. Making his way nicely through this first level. Did take 1 early death, but doing alright so far. But ooh, Hugo has made it to the boss again, and has done quite a bit of damage. It's looking like he might actually pick this up finally. Oh no! Oh, that is really unfortunate. That was looking very close. Oh man. Caramel has been giving Hugo a lot of trouble in this match. Flesh has made it to the egg boss, which will get him a boss and get him a bit closer to Ghost Planet. He's not quite so far behind now. If Hugo takes another death in a minute or two, then Flesh could very well get to the ghost boss first, which would be interesting. But he's got an orb shower to get through first, which takes a little bit of time. So we're not going to see Ghost Planet just yet. Yeah. Yeah, Flesh, if he does manage to get 2 squares here, will be able to make a bit of the points deficit. He'll still be substantially behind, but it will be a very good play if he manages to get it. Probably his best chance of getting back into the game, actually. So I think this is a smart decision, and it will block the bingo. And he actually does already have, yeah, an extra boss from that. And we'll get a 3rd boss if he manages to get the gold disc, which will put him very competitively in the running for the boss's goal. So it could all hinge on this Campanella gameplay here. In fact, it very much does hinge on this Campanella. Not Campanella, Caramel. That game. The other one that starts with a C. But yeah, this is very important. Alright, Hugo has made it to the boss once again. Has made it here a couple times now and has not had any luck so far. Hopefully manages to get it this time. Ooh. I didn't see it. Oh no! Oh. That. Yeah, Hugo's quitting out again. After having spent quite a lot of time in Caramel, is pivoting out once again to go for quick bosses by the looks. He's gonna try and get the other leg of the bingo. I don't know if he plans to go back in after getting the bosses. I don't know if that'll even be an option once Flesh is done here. Hopefully he manages to get through that boss, but it is a hard one, as we've seen. So, don't want to speak too soon. Oh! Managed to actually kill the toad. Very nice. We're going to be seeing the first boss in Campanella very shortly here. Yeah, so this could put Hugo back ahead on the boss's square and prevent Flesh from being able to get it, which would be quite valuable, actually. It's 1 boss down, I think. If I've counted correctly, that puts Hugo on 3 bosses and Flesh on 2. Alright, let's see, how does he go with this ghost boss? Oh no. Oh, that is unfortunate. Yeah, Campanella is Caramel. It's not been nice today at all. Not that it ever is particularly, but it has been a big pain point for both players here. Campanella, on the other hand, which is what I keep messing it up with, is going pretty smoothly. Got good 8 lives, making it halfway through the second world. All very nice. Yeah, so it's a good one to go for to get quick bosses. I think it is a smart play given that Test Lens was just not working out. Alright, making it through to yet another boss in Campanella. And Flesh has made it back to the Toad. Not killing it this time, but getting through it unscathed. Alright, that's another boss for Hugo, putting him at 4 bosses, I think. Making it to World 3, where things start to get a little trickier. But still manageable. There's also a warp if you know where it is, which can make it a little quicker. And a nice shortcut to exit this level as well. Alright, Flesh is back on the boss, which has been giving our players so much trouble today. It's looking pretty good so far. We'll see. Will we finally see a ghost boss complete? Oh, wow. Congratulations, Flesh. That is not easy. And good to finally see that square marked off. And not even in Test Lens, which is very impressive. So well done, Flesh. We're now going to try and get the gold disc to make up a bit more ground. Hopefully he's able to get that and get a little further back in the game here. Because that would be super, super valuable. Got to make it through this orb shower first before we get to the final stage, Dino Planet. Is Hugo gonna try and take the warp here? Yes. No, actually, just gonna take the shortcut. Still looking pretty comfortable here in Campanella. Only one more stage before the third boss. Meanwhile, Flesh is going into Dino Planet. It's the last thing standing between him and a caramel gold disc square, which would be very, very impressive to get. All the radishes giving him a little bit of trouble. They're definitely not called radishes. Yeah, this level looks scary. I don't know how scary it actually is, because I've never played it. But it looks like there's a lot going on from what I've seen. Oh, that was not a good rush to take. Unfortunately, taking a death on those lasers. Yeah, okay, that's another boss for Hugo. It's gonna keep going through Campanella. We might even see a gold disc in Campanella to get all 5 bosses there. Because I believe this puts Hugo at 5 bosses. He needs 2 more. So it can just stay in Campanella for the final bosses. Meanwhile, Flesh is making pretty good progress in Caramel. It's looking... I mean, it's as slow as always, but getting close to the end here. I think this is the final set of lasers before we get into the boss room. Still got a few more enemies to dodge and a bit of shields to blow up here, or whatever they are. Oh, Hugo's chasing some crystals around in the bonus stage. Looking to get a few more lives, which is fair enough. Trying to get pretty much to the end of Campanella here. Yeah, gotta destroy the heart thingy. I don't know what those are. Little faces. Yeah, okay. Here we are. We're finally on the Dino Lord, which will be the last boss in Caramel, and the last thing standing between Flesh and this gold disc square. A lot of pressure here. It's a very important square. Ah, beautifully cleaning that up. Very, very impressive. And that, I think, is the gold disc. Wow, that is very impressive. Puts Flesh 2 behind on Bossett. And gifts. So only needs 3 more. Flesh would need to do some quick bosses to get the goal here. It's still potentially possible to take it away from Hugo. What's Flesh going to be doing next? He needs to make up more ground. Oh, he's going to leave gifts alone for now. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he's going to go for Waldorf gift here. It's a quick one. Yeah, okay. Looks like we are going to see the final... That's an unfortunate Waldorf. So it looks like we are going to try and see the final 3 gifts from here for Flesh. Going to try and clean up what's left. Oh. Having a wrestling match with that pig. Yep, going to collect the puffin for some safety. Meanwhile, we're seeing Hugo move onto the final world and the final boss that he needs for this boss's goal. Oh, Flesh is not getting the chest, unfortunately, but it doesn't really matter too much. Actually, this is a good game to go for, because you can pick up the gift, but you can also potentially pick up the gold disc here. Now, when he has caramel gold, he's still behind Hugo on gold discs, unfortunately. Okay, he's not going to try and pick up the... Oh, no, he actually is tied on gold discs. He got Hyper Contender, which I don't know how I didn't count that one. It's just pretty obvious. Oh, Campanella 3 for a gift? I don't know, did he go to Block Koala yet? That's a quick one. Although Campanella 3 is actually a boss and a gift at the same time, which could be a smart play, but I don't think it's going to matter here, because I think Hugo is going to claim that boss's square first. Unfortunately for Flash. Alright, Flash deciding to go with 100% waves here. Which Which, I mean, if you're good at the game, is probably the smarter side of going for 0%. But, I don't know. I only know the 0%. But looking pretty comfortable with it. And Hugo is moving on to the final boss of Campanilla and also the boss rush. Got 7 lives, which should be enough. It's taken a couple deaths so far, but we should still be fine. It's a very, very RNG heavy fight though. So still need a few more hits. It's quite a long fight as well. Flesh managing to pick up all 4 100% waves, which is very impressive. I've seen a couple of players fail to do that when going for the goal recently. So not trivial to pick up at all. And that's going to be Galbrain, and it should be a very, very easy gift to get here. And that's also a 4th gold disc for Hugo, which is very impressive, and I believe you should get 7 bosses. Hasn't marked it yet, though. Which is interesting. He's gonna go for gifts now. I don't know why he hasn't marked it, because Flesh is on 5 bosses. And he's looking... Oh no, he's not. He's gonna go for 2 more gifts. Or 1 more gift, even. Oh, he is gonna go in for it in Campanella. Yeah, if Hugo doesn't mark this off, he could lose it to Flash. Because Flash is going to be in Campanella until he gets 2 bosses, I think. Meanwhile, Hugo's just taking the gift rush. Magic Garden is a good quick gift here. While Flesh is just trying to pick up some lives. And doing a pretty good job of it so far. Gonna try and get as many as possible in the bonus game. It's a very, very good spot to pick up a lot of points. Managing to do pretty well. Yeah. Getting to, I think, the second last one here. Oh, not managing to get the next wave of gems, unfortunately, leaving him stranded at 10 lives. But it's still going to be a pretty quick gift. And certainly going to be quicker than Hugo can get gifts, I believe. Yeah, 6 gifts for Hugo, by the looks. Rakshasa is a very good, very quick one, but Flash is at 13 lives, only needs 15 for the gift here. Just 800 more points and no more deaths, and you'll have it. Now it's another gift for Hugo there. Oh, he says. Yep. Flesh has taken that goal from him. And yeah. Interestingly, Hugo still hasn't marked defeat 7 bosses. Which is confusing. Because there's no other reason he was in Campanella. But it's whoever marks the square first, so if Flesh can get the defeat 7 bosses here, then that could be a big turnaround. In fact, it'll tie up the game as it stands at the moment. Yeah, that's a huge... That'd be... Yeah, I don't know why Hugo hasn't marked it. I don't know if he... Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm fairly certain he hasn't. And he was rushing it, so... Yeah, I'm confused. Hugo does also only need 1 more gold disc to get the 5 gold discs goal. So that's potentially another quick one that he could go for. But Flesh has 3, so he's only got 2 more to go. So it wouldn't take him terribly long. I don't even think he did Nightmare. So he could do it very quickly. So yeah, this game is looking to be a lot closer than it was a little while ago. That caramel play from Flash really brought it back. And like, deservedly so, that was very impressive. Oh, okay. Flesh has marked the square and tied up the game. I don't know what Hugo's thinking right now, but that is a tie game, so whoever gets the next goal takes the lead on the tiebreaker. Although Hugo has already got a pretty substantial head start on this Disconia goal, which Flesh has just also entered. There is still the quick Porgy goal lying on the board, somehow. But that and Disconia are the last 2 quick ones left. And then both players can get the golds fairly quickly. Hugo also has progress towards the Alpha Trilogy, which Flesh doesn't. But whether or not you're good at Overbold determines a lot of whether you can even reasonably go for that tile. Flash's AI opponent seems to be drowning a lot of its units, which is good for him. But Hugo does not have a lot of opponents left to take out, so I think we'll probably see the win claimed by Hugo here. Yeah, his opponent only has 1 unit left. And the unit only has 1 health, currently, so... Although getting a bit of a healing off that fountain there. Flesh's opponent is putting up a little bit more of a fight now. Has... at least... yeah, okay. That's a win there from Hugo, putting him back in the lead. He's going into Waldorf's journey now. Interesting. I'm assuming both players just don't know Porgy at all? Which is fair enough, it's a big knowledge check. But even with just the map, you can, in the resources... oh, okay. Flesh is going to attempt Porgy. Which is good, I think. Alright, if Hugo manages to get this goal, that will also be his 5th gold disc, which will push his lead out even further. So this is a good play if he can manage to do it successfully. It is a goal where if you make one mistake, you are not going to get it, but you do also get a lot of safety in Porgy, so it could be alright. In Waldorf's Journey, that's the game. Oh, unfortunately, Flash has run into Lamia, which is not what you want to see. It happened to me a couple of times when I was trying to do Porgy. Yeah, when I was trying to do Porgy in my match yesterday. It does not help at all. And yeah, Hugo going for the YOLO there against the wind and just falling into the sea. And hopefully Lamia doesn't troll Flesh again. Oh, there's Ikuturso now, but he didn't get spotted. I was not expecting that. I did not have that on my bucket list. But it does happen. Alright, there is a torpedo upgrade. Is there a torpedo upgrade this way? I know the Buster torpedoes are this way. Huh. I don't know why we're going for Buster torpedoes. Maybe he thinks that's what's meant by torpedo upgrades? That is not what torpedo upgrades means. Torpedo upgrades is just the little blue ones that increase your damage and range. There's a bunch of them hidden all over the world. So perhaps Flesh has misinterpreted the difficulty of this goal. Or perhaps he's just going to use these to unlock a couple of torpedo upgrades. That's also entirely possible. I don't think you need them to get... Ooh, there's Lamia. Posing a little bit of an issue, but it's going to manage to sneak past. Hugo has made it to 50% with 3 buttons in hand. Is looking around to see if there's anything else useful nearby. Has bought a fair few buttons. Ooh. Falling straight into the sea again, unfortunately. We'll try and get the gold disc here, because it's... theory a quick one. Ooh. That's not looking so good. Okay, so just gonna hop out and go into Mortal 2 for the final gold disc. Which I think is a good move. It's a pretty consistent, pretty quick one. If you know the route, which, you know, most people do. There is another torpedo upgrade hidden around here, I believe. Up in one of the corners. Oh, that's the third torpedo upgrade though, so Flash has managed to tie it back up. It's 10 all at the moment, although... Oh, Hugo's going up top. Potentially trying to get all the switches, which would be an interesting play. Meanwhile, Flash is going to go into Bushido Ball. Oh, no, it's just going to jump over the top here. Don't know exactly what's here, I'm not familiar with this route, or how it helps you to get to the gold disc. I know that it's not standard for the gold disc route. So I'm interested to see what happens there. Oh! Flash is not playing Bushido Ball on default options. He's looking to get the gold disc, actually, by the looks. And not quite doing the amateur cheese even. So he's chosen Yamada and turned rules off and is not... Okay, there we go. Sometimes doing the Yamada cheese. Yeah, there we go. That's cheesing it a bit better. Meanwhile, Hugo has pivoted into Ninpek for the final gold disc, which is a good play for getting multiple squares on the board. It means that it could be contested by Flash, though. Because Bushido Ball Gold Disc with these rules should be quicker by a significant margin, and Flash can pick up maybe something else quick and manage to snipe the goal. And yeah, okay, Hugo's going to take another death in Ninpek and just return to Waldorf's journey to try and finish things there. It's certainly a quicker play. If you don't die. If you're not worried about trying to keep all of the puffins alive, then it might be even quicker. Don't have to reset or spend as much fish trying to... Ooh. Choices there. Has managed to deplete the supply of fish pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Yamada Cheese continues to, you know, cheese the game. Shockingly. Oh no, Hugo's having a bit of trouble in Waldorf's journey, unfortunately. And is going to go back to Mortal 2. I wonder what route we'll see this time. I think this should be the last point for Flash. and that'll be a 4th gold disc. It will not be the Bushido Ball goal. Oh, okay, Flesh is going to try and pick up an Impact Gold Disc as the final goal. Also trying to get the synergy play here. It could be smart, but it has the possibility of also just being a bit too slow. If contesting it. Taking a few deaths as well. It doesn't look like either player is completely confident in Impact, which is not what you want in a game that's like 8 minutes long and an auto-scroller. Because if you die, you just lose time and there's nothing you can do about it. Although Caramel was the same, and Flesh managed to pull that off. Okay. Hugo's going for a route that I'm a bit more familiar with now. Not trying to go up top anymore. Going through this little climb here. I'll make it to the Batman shortly. The Dark Knight. Yeah. Okay, this is looking like Hugo will be able to pick up this gold disc pretty nicely here. There's not a lot of the run left. Yep. Just blowing up and we'll be in the boss room very, very shortly. Oh, and it's going to try the portal strat. Oh, an engineer. I assume that was a mistake, yeah. Just got the bomber here. Using the new strat for the hearts, which is quite a bit quicker. Yeah, and that's going to be the 5th gold disc for Hugo, which will put him back in the lead and block off Flesh's attempt at a double play. But he can still do an impact and get that goal. Although, with only 10 minutes left in the match, time is getting tight, and I don't know... Yeah, I don't know if it's any of the others are really possible in that time. Oh, and missing out on a balloon there, which would give an extra life. Yeah, like Flesh has got an extra 5 minutes left in an impact here. Alpha Trilogy is definitely not possible in that time. Waldorf's Journey is, but would be a little tricky. And Hugo is going to attempt it again here. Oh, Flesh down to his last life. Which is not great, because there's another... Oh dear. That's a death, and I think that probably decides the game. I don't think there's a way that Flesh is able to come back from this now. Yeah, GG. I think Flesh has made the right call, even with Waldorf. I don't think there was a way. So I'll call that there. And we'll see when the players come back. Hello, Flash.
Yes.
That was a
Hello.
Interesting game.
Yeah, I was a bit too shaky in the beginning in Valorant, and I somehow managed to make it back. I don't know how.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the caramel play that pulled you back into the race. Like Hugo.
Oh,
Welcome back, Hugo.
hi again.
Good job. Good GG's both players. That was a
GG's.
fun
A very
race.
close match.
Yeah, it ended up being a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Flesh, that was very, very impressive to pull that back. Yeah, I think it was Caramel that was the decider there, like that allowed Flesh back in, because Hugo spent a lot of time in test lens trying to get the ghost boss, went in multiple times and just kept struggling with it, which is fair enough. It's very hard, but Flesh managed to just go straight into Caramel normally and pick up both the Ghost Boss and the gold disc there, which was a big advantage.
Yeah, I was wondering when I after I died to the ghost boss once, because I tried to shoot him with the camera a bit too early. It threw me off. I was like, okay, Hugo is probably also at least dying once or twice here, because otherwise you would have gotten a goal by then. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
died
okay,
really fast on the first.
maybe I have a chance. And then I don't know. Then there was a long time there was nothing from you, and I'm like, okay, what is he? What are you up to? And I'm like, that was very fortunate. And yeah, to collect 5 gold discs. My plan in the end was to do an impact and collect 5 gold discs together. And
Yeah,
then
both
I
I
of
feel
tried
you.
like,
that as well. I wanted to get the bosses as well, but you sniped me. I had six. I ended up doing Campanella 1 entirely
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
bosses.
that was also
oh,
very impressive.
interesting.
But then I saw the column 5 starting to form, so I went for the gifts. But then you got both the gift and the bosses, so I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, so what I did for bosses in like I did the 3 caramel bosses. I did Barbuta because when I finished 25 rooms, I also did the gold disc. Then I did one boss in Campanella 3 for the gift because of the bonus game. And then I went for two bosses in Campanella 1 and also got the gift there, which was my final gift and my final 2 bosses. So that was like really
All
good
right.
chain there.
Yeah, it was. It was very
Yeah,
well
yeah.
done.
But in the beginning, I was like in Valgriz. I tried a few times also to get the gift together and maybe to get the gold disc. I was like planning a lot there, and I felt way too shaky there. In Valbris, I died once, so I went into Pain Chase, wasted a bit of time there. Yeah, the beginning was very rough for me.
Yeah. Hugo,
And then you had
how many bosses did you think you had?
I had six. I had the first freestyle boss and five on Campanella.
You had a boss in Mooncat.
Yeah, I was counting. Like
Right. Oh, I
I
had
was
six. I
wondering
had
why
so
you
much.
like you. I was counting on you having like a lot of bosses already, and then I
Yeah,
did the caramel snipe, and I was like, you should take off defeat 7 bosses like in the next minute or two, and it didn't happen.
Yeah,
I'm like, what?
I was wondering what
I went to
happened
play
there.
defensively, but I already have seven. I can't count. That's why I should always use a paper to not see.
Yeah, and then even then, if you thought you
Well,
had six, I'm surprised you didn't go for a seventh.
well, I was about to, but then I saw the column five forming, so I wanted to play defensively because
Oh,
already
right.
I
saw three
in Water
where
Disconia, I had like a pretty good start. I choked it a bit, but I think I was like 2 enemies away from like also getting that.
Yeah, I think you were. You did get off to a pretty good start in the Disconia goal. But
Yeah, there was
yes,
just this
Hugo.
one slime in the back line of my army who was like camping on the water, and I'm like,
Yep.
what the? How am I supposed to beat this? Like realistically.
Yeah, that was a little
it was
annoying, but
pretty
Hugo
close
was in there a few minutes
match.
earlier. Yeah. Hugo, well done on setting up the diagonal bingo threat early on in the game. brought you a
Yeah.
lot of advantage.
By the way, after you did like the fine 10x, I think I was like, okay, I have to block with hyper contender because it's like very like
Yes.
I was not sure if when you got 10x, you're in the middle of Barbuda or you're doing like Mooncat to combine it. So I didn't want to risk it on either of those. I went into hyper contender, which wasted like a lot of time.
I
Yeah,
don't even think I did a combo with that. I just ended up doing Moncat as a 11th tag.
Like I spent all 12 minutes in hyper contender for that goal.
Yeah, that's a long one since you can't change the settings.
And 15 in caramel.
Also, the Sway under, yeah. Did you?
yeah, but
Did you actually
Caramel got you
yeah,
2 squares
well,
and 3 bosses, so that was huge
Yeah,
value.
like that. I was looking at the caramel play for a long time because I saw that there's this goal in the bot, like with the Ghost Planet and the Gold Disc, and you have Gold Disc, and you have defeat 3 bosses, and you have like 12 gifts, which I realized only after that. Oh, caramel gift is just beating state 1.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was. When I saw you go into that, I was like, "Oh, that's a risky play, but it could pay off big time," and it did pay off.
Yeah, like at that point, I was like, okay, I'm like what behind 9-3 or 9-4. If I don't win with this, then I won't win at all. So I had to go for it.
I think you were right in thinking that that put you back in the game, and I don't think you could have really got into the game again otherwise. Like that was such a good combination and blocked Hugo's
even
bingo and the square he was trying to go for.
even then, after doing hyper contender, I was like already thinking about going just for column 5 bingo. Like I was collecting gifts at that point, like with Planet Zoldev, and
Yeah,
I already did the onion delivery gift. So I was already counting on like getting the 12 gifts eventually. And Caramel, like I already say that this has like huge combo. Porgy is not too bad, and Lord of Zirconia, I guess, is also not too bad.
Yeah, it took a long time at noticing the threat of 5. I should have went for the gift earlier, but I did not do it.
Did you have like? Did you collect no gifts?
No, I had like 7 when you checked it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was a bit in a rush there. Like before I blocked, I think your column 2, I already had like a good amount of gifts.
Yeah.
And
Flesh
then
went.
after the caramel thing, I had like only 3 or 4 more gifts to collect.
I
And
think
at
you
this
only
moment, I
needed
have like
3.
even 30 gifts.
Yeah. Yeah, Flesh went and got about 7 gifts early and then went for something else. Caramel, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
Well,
Valbrace.
I think I did first Valbrace because of the column 2, and then I did caramel. Like,
Yeah.
I think I dipped my toes into Barbuta for the 25 rooms and the gold disc and the boss kill.
Well, that's a
Then I
gift.
went
Oh,
into
yeah, you did get the
caramel.
gold disc on that as well, which was a pretty good combo.
Like, oh man, it's such a bummer I lost so close again. If I didn't panic so hard on Valgras in the beginning, I would have gotten that because I often start with Valgras because Valgras goals are generally very quick. And if
Yeah.
I had that, I would have been 1 point advantage, and I could have like also threatened Alpha Trilogy or something.
Yeah. It was an unfortunate start. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want to blame you because I think I should have known that me muting myself meant I'm ready, but I was like in the middle of the settings and my timer also didn't start. I don't know why. So I had like maybe 10 seconds or 15 seconds to absorb the board. Really.
Oh,
pretty
sorry.
surprised by the Gen 1 as well.
Like,
sorry,
but I also didn't want to be like the person after revealing the board. Oh, guys, by the way, I don't have like, can we like restart? Because I found that be like very shitty and unsportsmanlike too.
I probably should have
went with it.
like confirmed with you both in the text chat as well, so that's my bad on that one.
Yeah, I was writing I am ready and you were already at 3-2 and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh my.
I guess so. I have to be ready now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But yeah, next time I will just tell the spectator, hey, I will write ready when I'm ready. And
Yeah.
then everything is good. By the way, how much time did we have in the end when I surrendered?
I think there was like about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, a little under 10 minutes left. I think 8 minutes.
Because I don't
Okay,
think
so I could have gotten impact gold and 5 gold discs if Hugo didn't
Oh, yeah.
snipe that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, if I
But at that point, I don't
And
think
after
you.
that, I was like, okay, I don't know, stuck in impact. I no way I can like do 2 of these before.
Yeah, so I think
so.
I think what happened was, if you hadn't died in Ninpek and had got through and got the gold disc, you could have potentially gone into Waldorf's journey and somehow blitzed through that.
I finished
And
pretty fast, but very
yeah, it would have been impressive, but you could have gotten the win off that. Once you died in Ninpek, I think you were right to surrender there. I don't think there was anything you could have done, because Bushido Ball, Alpha Trilogy, and Ninpek are all too long. Even if you get a quick Waldorf.
Yeah. I also was like, I've never done like the Waldorf's journey thing. It would have been a miracle, true, but I was also like a bit exhausted after all of what happened today.
Yeah.
But yeah, very very good game, very close game.
Very clean match, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Where like other than caramel, sorry to interrupt, but other than caramel, did you have like any points where you like really struggled and slowed down or something?
Let me check. Goldfire took some time to open the resources, so that took a lot of time.
That was still
Night
pretty
Manor,
quick.
I died a few times on the hiding mini games, and I struggled to find some journal entries. I'm not very familiar with that run. The gold disc. What did I do for the gold disc already? Oh yeah, at the end I just ended up like pivoting between Mortal 2, Waldorf, and Impact because I just died everywhere on the stuff. And I just took the wrong route for Mortal 2. I don't know where I got.
Yeah, I noticed that.
What are
And I
your
was like,
gold discs at the end? Because maybe my player.
What am I doing?
yeah.
What Hugo? What are your gold discs? By the way, what are your 5 gold discs?
I got Veldres, Mooncat, Campanella, Mortal 2, and Night Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I think about Night Manor?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I should have gone. I should have not done the Bushido Ball for my safe gold. I should have done Night Manor, and then then I could have like maybe tried to go for 5 golds before you, but I wasn't like thinking about Night Manor or like other. Like I've practiced a bit before our race, like some easy cherries or golds, like Bushido Ball and Waldorf and Mortal. So I have like more golds in my arsenal. And I completely blanked out on Night Manor, and I was like, okay, I do now Bushido Ball for my 4th goal. I just changed the settings and did the cheese, and then I do my 5th goal with Nimpeg. And if I would have thought a bit better about it, I could have like maybe done 5 goal before going into Nimpeg. But oh well, it happens. I was a bit too confident. I was not thinking that you could catch up on the 5 goals so quickly. Sorry to interrupt you.
But yeah, I almost did the same on an Impact for the 5th goal, but I ended up just pivoting to Mortal 2 because that's a very quicker one.
Yes.
And I didn't know where you were on the goal, so I tried to do a fast one to avoid a snipe.
Yeah,
I mean, theoretically, you knew I at least had 2 golds, like 2 long golds too. So I have like all the quick ones open still.
And, what was the other one? Oh yeah,
a hyper contender.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. And Barbudo could reasonably be gold with 25 rooms, which it was. The other thing I want to mention was Hugo, the Night Mana play was a very smart one there. Because that
went to square and
yeah,
it
was 2 squares, and that put you on a big advantage as well, while Flesh was in hyper contender. And yes, a very free gold disc once you've done both of those things. So yeah, that was a really good play as well. But yeah, no, that was a very, very well played game from both players. It was a lot of time in caramel, giving both players some trouble. But yeah, very, very nicely done.
Yeah, thank you for streaming. I will have to now rest because
Yeah, you have
either if a ghost tells me they cannot play it at the time they told me yesterday, we will play in like 5 hours from now. So I have another race coming up soon.
Wow.
And maybe I make playoffs now, but maybe not. I have also to play Flick, so I'm like, I'm maybe going 4-4 or 3-5. That's no playoffs, maybe. But we will see.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you for the stream, and GG's, Hugo. Was a good one after the early struggles. Was almost
GG.
proud about my comeback.
It was a good comeback anyway. It was very, very well done.
Yeah, but I don't gain anything from it, theoretically. Other than, like, I was capable of doing a comeback.
Other than being really cool.
Yeah, you had like 5 goals in a row while I was just going through Campanella.
Yeah, I was like, what are you up to? What are you planning to do? Like, what is taking so much time? I assumed I sniped you somewhere, but I didn't really figure out where I sniped you.
Yeah, it was the 7 bosses. The 7 bosses was the snipe.
I forgot Mooncat like an idiot, goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was counting on that. Like, you had Mooncat Gold, so you had at least one boss. Maybe you have like something else I couldn't think of.
Fistel.
Fistel.
Fistel was
Fistel was the second boss. Yeah, I was already like, okay, I'm really behind on bosses.
You were behind on bosses.
Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I had the idea to go for a triple goal at once, like going for the impact for the 7th boss and the 5th gold. Like, that would have been awesome, but... And then I saw the 7 boss snipe, okay, no, I'm not going for that anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, at the moment when we had like 9 and 9 or 8 and 8, I don't know when it started, when we were even up, it was like, okay, if you get like a double goal somehow, that's like really, really huge. So
yeah,
that's why I think we both were betting on it a bit.
I think it was when you either got 7 bosses or 12 gifts for the garden that it tied up the game.
Yeah, probably.
I can't remember exactly.
Okay, but I really have to go.
Yeah, okay. Something. Well, thank you both.
Drink some water. I have like literally drank nothing today, or at least in the past 2-3 hours.
Same.
So, see you. Bye-bye.
Yep.
Thank you for the match.
Thank you for the stream. Bye.
Thank you, both players. GG.